Tonight, the eclipse across America, the awe-inspiring images from Mexico to Maine, the total solar eclipse traveling across 15 states. Tens of millions of Americans witnessing the breathtaking sight, starting in Mazatlan, Mexico, then crossing into Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, Ohio, New York, Vermont, Maine. 15 states in all. The path wider than the eclipse 7 years ago, the moon closer to Earth, the shadow wider on the ground. Small towns and big cities plunged into darkness. Dallas, Cleveland, Indianapolis, all the way into the Northeast. In Burlington, Vermont, one of the final stops here in the U.S., the clear skies making for a stunning view.
It really does. It leaves you speechless, doesn't it?
That was exactly my thought.
Tonight, the 350 couples married during the eclipse, the parents who brought their children across the country, the mother and daughter from Minneapolis who traveled to Mazatlan, all for a sight we won't see across the U.S. for another 20 years. Tonight, those spectacular images right here. Also, the other major news this Monday night after Donald Trump repeatedly celebrated the overturning of Roe versus Wade by the justices he appointed to the Supreme Court, what he's now saying about a nationwide abortion ban. The Biden campaign tonight pouncing. Also tonight, hear the scare just minutes after takeoff, the flight from Denver to Houston making an emergency landing. The harrowing images, and you'll see them, an engine cover ripping off the plane. The deadly shooting inside a law office, 2 people shot and killed, hundreds of workers rushing to safety. Tonight, the new warning from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, vowing Israeli forces will move into the Gaza city of Rafah. We have breaking news tonight involving Donald Trump's first criminal trial starting 1 week from today. Tonight, Trump's efforts for a change of venue and for a delay denied with one sentence from the judge. The country music star Morgan Wallen arrested on felony charges. Also tonight, after the Baltimore bridge accident, there is news this evening about a huge cargo ship losing propulsion near a major New York City bridge. The women's college basketball final breaking records, the most watched basketball game, men's or women's, in years. And the one moment right here during the eclipse we won't forget. It left us speechless.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, reporting tonight from Burlington, Vermont.
Good evening tonight from Burlington, Vermont. Beautiful Lake Champlain right here behind me. We're under a clear sky. We witnessed that rare total solar eclipse late today. Millions witnessing the moon crossing between the Earth and the sun, blocking its light, casting a shadow, small towns and large cities, and that magical moment of darkness, only the sun's corona lighting up the darkened sky. The eclipse racing across 15 states from Texas to Maine, more than 31 million Americans in the path of totality. But the scope of this was simply extraordinary. Scientists say 99% of the country able to see, at the very least, some hint of a partial eclipse. Arlington, Texas, among the first spot to see the total eclipse. Thousands in the bleachers at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway looking up to the sky. In Cleveland, the changing phases of the eclipse, the burst of light, the diamond ring, and then the sparkles of light known as Bailey's beads. Light shining through the moon's mountains and valleys. Clouds rolling over Niagara Falls, but parting just in time, the crowd in awe. And here in Burlington, Vermont, right near the end of this journey across the U.S. under a blue sky, darkness setting in, the temperature dropping, we witnessed the extraordinary eclipse right here. Even outside the path of totality today, the Statue of Freedom on top of the Capitol in Washington, D.C., more than 350 couples exchanging their wedding vows in Russellville, Arkansas. New Yorkers gathering in New York City's Central Park. And from the International Space Station tonight, the shadow of the eclipse moving over the surface of the Earth. Tonight, the solar eclipse as it passed over North America and much of the U.S., millions of Americans sharing in the moment. Across this country today, tens of millions of Americans coming together, looking up, witnessing that breathtaking spectacle in the sky. A rare total solar eclipse. In small towns and big cities, the sky suddenly going dark as the moon passed between the sun and the earth, casting that shadow, plunging communities into darkness. From Mexico to Maine, the eclipse traveling across 15 states, more than 31 million Americans in the path of totality. Our Matt Rivers was the first to witness the eclipse in Mazatlan, Mexico, the beginning of its 4,000-mile journey across North America.
You can hear it, David. You can hear it, Lindsay. Everybody's very excited. Let me just look up here myself. There's just a few seconds left. There it is, complete totality. here in, wow.
For so many, even though they knew the moment was coming, they did not expect this. It was deeply moving. This woman traveled to Mazatlan from New Jersey.
It's amazing, amazingly beautiful, once in a lifetime, beautiful.
You sound emotional.
Tears in my eyes.
A mother and daughter from Minnesota, Cynthia and Tanya, who traveled to Mexico to see it.
The sun, the sky, it's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. And this white light, it's like...
You've never seen something like this before.
It's like heaven is calling down. It's amazing.
It crossed from Mexico into Texas, the shadow at that point traveling at 1,600 miles per hour. The first state in the path of totality. Clouds streaming across the sky, but it was still visible. Our Maria Villarreal in Del Rio, as the temperatures suddenly dropped.
I just want to be a little bit quiet, David and Lindsay, as this moment, oh my gosh. Wow.
This husband and wife, Bob and Barb, riding their bikes from California to Texas. It took them a month, but it was worth it to witness the rare wonder.
A month to get here. Is it worth it? Yes, totally.
Our Whit Johnson with us from Cleveland when he revealed that his mother had traveled to Mazatlan to witness the eclipse. Whit, I'm going to put you on the spot right here. No pressure here, but if your mom is in Mazatlan, reach out to her and let's try to get her on the air in the next 2 hours, at least on the phone. I want to hear what your mom thought, because we could have done coverage with Whit Johnson and his mom. Team coverage here. Anyway, we can't wait to hear from her as well. Let's hope anyway. A short time later, reporting live, Whit Johnson's mother, Sharon. We were joking earlier when I said to Whit, can we get your mom on the phone? Sharon Johnson, are you with us? Can you hear us? We understand you're in Mazatlan.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me all right?
We can hear you loud and clear. First of all, we love Whit. And we're going to bring your son in to listen to this interview. He's going to dive in if we ask you anything not proper here. First of all, tell us what it was like, and thank you for instilling that love of science with Whit and the whole family. You talked about generations of this family knowing the power of these eclipses. What was it like in Mazatlan?
We had been worrying about high clouds for the last couple of days, and it was beautifully clear in the morning when we woke up, but then we got that high haze coming in. But we beat it. You know, we got the eclipse, pretty clear skies, a little bit of haze that might have blocked some things, but it was beautiful. The sunset colors came out in 360 degrees. Birds that hadn't already taken roost just dived out of the sky into the trees.
And we asked Whit about his mother reporting in.
I got to tell you, there's something, hearing my mom talk about this live on the air, I feel connected to her now. 2,000 miles away, she's in Mazatlan, I'm here in Cleveland, but we're connected through this path of totality. I'm getting a bit emotional here, I got to be honest. Mom, if you can hear me, my question for you is, what did you feel today when you saw this eclipse?
I felt the universe. I felt the universe. And Whit, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you and this place in the universe where I'm in Mazatlan, you are in Cleveland. David Muir is probably in New York. I don't know exactly, but it is amazing, and you brought tears to my eyes also.
Oh, I love you, Mom. You made me cry before the eclipse even happened.
Whit with our Robin Roberts in Cleveland at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when the total solar eclipse passed through.
The Bailey's beads! The Bailey's beads! You can take off the glasses now.
Whit describing Bailey's beads, the slivers of light cutting through the moon's mountains and valleys. Bailey's beads, named after the astronomer who first noted them in 1836, Francis Bailey.
What you told me is not what I was going to see, but what I was going to feel. Just like your mom said, and that's the truth. It's the feeling. It's the feeling that's indescribable.
I love feeling it with you here. Thank you so much, Robin, and everybody here in Cleveland. Guys, I know we're going back to you, but we're just speechless.
Our Maggie Ruley in Russellville, Arkansas, where 350 couples tied the knot in the moments right before the total eclipse. For each of them, it was their first moment as husband and wife.
Everyone behind me, all these couples just got married. They're going to spend their first moments as life partners entering totality together.
Newlyweds in the shadow of the moon.
It is much more than what I imagined. Like, this is just breathtaking.
In Carbondale, Illinois, it was their second eclipse in just 7 years, which is extraordinarily rare. 7 years ago, cheated by clouds, but today, a glorious sight with our Ginger Z.
David, it is the dimness already of what it looks like. Amazing. The temperature has dropped already 5 degrees. So the meteorological part in our atmosphere has been changing. I got tingles from my fingertips right down my elbows into my knees.
50,000 people at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Our Gio Benitez was there with the team from NASA.
What an event to win. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is absolutely spectacular. Even with the thin clouds that we've been seeing here, you are seeing it crystal clear.
And tonight, look at these satellite images. What made this eclipse so different from the one 7 years ago? The path this time was much wider. The moon closer to the Earth. The moon's shadow much greater. In fact, 99% of the country saw some form of this, even the hint of a partial eclipse. In New York City, large crowds gathering atop skyscrapers, the Empire State Building, crowds filling the USS Intrepid, New York's Central Park, waiting for a glimpse of that partial eclipse. And one of the final places on its run across the U.S., Burlington, Vermont, on beautiful Lake Champlain. The total solar eclipse at that point, traveling at nearly 3,000 miles per hour across the U.S.
Just a few moments left before it completely disappears. The swell of the crowd, and we'll see that corona here moments from now.
And there we
then,
go.
complete darkness.
We can take our glasses off, I guess, at this point.
Wow.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. That is just
stunning. Wow.
It leaves you speechless, doesn't it?
That was exactly my thought. Oh, look at the birds. You see the birds starting to fly
right across the lake here. And just to give people a sense at home as they're watching this play out today, this is like the most beautiful post-sunset moment on Lake Champlain. The mountains and the hills surrounding the lake are backlit right now by what looks like the most beautiful sunset you could imagine. The skies are clear.
Venus and Jupiter visible too.
Okay.
Venus to the right here. We're definitely seeing Venus.
And then what the scientists call the diamond ring effect. One of the final slivers of light from the sun suddenly swelling into the shape of a diamond on a ring.
There's the diamond ring.
The diamond ring is beautiful. It's even prettier to witness actually now in person than what we've been seeing.
Wow. The people of Burlington, Vermont, the families who came here, speechless.
The backlight hitting all the sailboats sitting here quietly along Lake Champlain. The water is barely moving. It's like ice. It is really, truly breathtaking here in Burlington, Vermont. Flying in, Lindsay, and I'm not sure if you had the same experience, everybody on the plane was flying into Burlington for this moment.
Yes.
And I just feel so happy for all of the people who got on planes and in their cars and traveled with families and loved ones. Because, first of all, you'll have to wait another 20 years before you feel this again. But because they wanted to experience something today that we can all experience together as a country.
Truly a spectacular day, and I thank all of our ABC crews and our partners at National Geographic for our special event this afternoon. We'll have much more later here. But we do move on now to the other major news this Monday night and to the race for the White House after Donald Trump repeatedly celebrated the overturning of Roe versus Wade with help from the justices he appointed to the Supreme Court. What he's now saying about a nationwide abortion ban tonight. The Biden campaign pouncing. Here's Rachel Scott.
Tonight, after months of hinting he would support a national abortion ban, now Donald Trump declaring the matter should be left up to individual states.
The states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land, in this case, the law of the state.
Just last month, Trump said he was leaning towards supporting a national ban at around 15 weeks.
The number of weeks now, people are agreeing on 15. And I'm thinking in terms of that.
But now a reversal. Today, Trump made it clear politics was at the heart of his decision. Keenly aware abortion rights has won in all 6 states where it has appeared on the ballot, including in conservative states like Kansas, Kentucky, and Ohio.
You must follow your heart of this issue, but remember, you must also win elections.
Tonight, President Biden pointing out 21 states have banned or severely limited access to abortion since Roe was overturned.
Donald Trump just endorsed every single state ban on reproductive care nationwide.
Biden's campaign seizing on Trump's false new claim that both sides of the abortion debate were happy when the Supreme Court overturned Roe.
I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted and in fact, demanded be ended. Roe v. Wade. They wanted it ended.
Today, Vice President Harris firing back.
He's proudly responsible that 1 in 3 women of reproductive age now live in a state with an abortion ban. If he were to be put back in a position where he could sign off on a law, he would sign off on a national abortion ban.
The Biden campaign reminding Americans Trump often boasted of appointing the justices who overturned Roe, taking away a woman's right to choose. Tonight, warning voters not to be fooled. Trump says he supports exceptions for rape, incest, and to save the life of the mother. He won't say about health of the mother. David.
Rachel Scott with us tonight. Rachel, thank you. There is another breaking headline tonight involving Donald Trump. Late today, a New York appellate court denying Trump's last-minute attempt to delay his first criminal trial, now set to begin 1 week from today. The judge issuing a one-line ruling, writing, defendant's application for a stay of trial pending the determination of motion for change of venue is denied. Trump's lawyers wanted to stay while they attempt to move the hush money case out of Manhattan, arguing overwhelming pretrial publicity makes it impossible to find an impartial jury. The prosecution saying Trump is responsible for generating much of that publicity. We turn now to the scare just minutes after takeoff, the Southwest flight from Denver to Houston making an emergency landing after passengers looking out the window saw part of the engine cover ripping off the plane. The pilots declaring an emergency, turning back to the Denver airport. ABC's Mola Lenghi in Denver tonight.
They're both gone. Tonight, frightening video showing part of the engine cover on a Southwest jet tearing off as the plane makes an immediate emergency landing. Southwest Flight 3695 had departed from Denver just before 8 a.m. on Sunday, bound for Houston.
Several of us called the flight attendant, and she was like, oh my God, and went and got the pilots.
The pilots declaring an emergency and requesting an immediate return.
We got a piece of the engine cowling hanging off, apparently. Our engines seem to be fine, but we are structurally damaged.
The Boeing 737, with 143 passengers and crew on board, forced to return to Denver just minutes later. In a statement, Southwest saying, in part, the plane landed safely after experiencing a mechanical issue, adding, our maintenance teams are reviewing the aircraft. Well, David, passengers arrived in Houston later on Sunday after being put on another plane. And tonight, the FAA says it's investigating. David?
Mola Lenghi with us tonight. Mola, thank you. We turn now to Las Vegas tonight, where 2 people were shot and killed during a shooting in a Las Vegas law firm. Police say the suspect is also dead after a self-inflicted gunshot wound. First responders rushing into the building to search for victims. Officials say it all unfolded during a deposition in a custody dispute. Overseas tonight, the new warning from Prime Minister Netanyahu vowing, quote, there is a date for Israeli forces to invade Rafah, the city in southern Gaza where more than 1 million refugees have fled the fighting. Israel withdrawing its troops from the southern city of Khan Yunis, residents returning home to rubble. The Israeli military believed to be regrouping now and preparing to go into Rafah. When we come back here tonight, the well-known country music star this evening arrested and charged with felony charges. Also after that Baltimore bridge accident, news tonight about a huge cargo ship losing propulsion near a major New York City bridge. In a moment. Tonight, country singer Morgan Wallen is facing felony charges in Nashville, arrested for allegedly throwing a chair from the roof of a downtown bar in Nashville. They say just missing police officers on the ground. Wallen smiling in his mugshot. His attorney says he is cooperating with law enforcement. When we come back here tonight, that cargo ship and concern over a major bridge in New York City. Tonight, after that Baltimore bridge collapse, we're learning more about a large cargo ship losing propulsion while sailing into New York Harbor. The incident late Friday night near the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, the crew then regaining propulsion, tugs assisting it to port. The women's college basketball final breaking records, more than 18.5 million viewers, 24 million at its peak, the most watched basketball game, men's or women's, in years. South Carolina beating Iowa, Caitlin Clark's final college game before going pro. When we come back, the one lasting image we saw right here in Burlington today, in a moment. Before we go tonight, one last image, and there were many. They call it the diamond ring. As Lindsay Davis and I were standing right here in Burlington, we were suddenly speechless. Look at this, the famous diamond ring moment in the final moments before the moon completely blocks the sun. We'll never forget it. We'll do it again in 2044. Thank you for watching. I'm David Muir in Burlington. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.